In this video, I will show you how to make 2D explosions, like this one, with sound effects and camera shake animations, without writing any line of code. Right-click on the hierarchy to create a new particle system. I will call it Explosion Effect. Now set the duration to 0.1, disable looping, and change start speed to 20. Now under emission, make sure to enable it. And then click the plus sign here and change count to 150. Next, make sure to enable shape and change the shape to sphere. I know we are working on 2D, but I found that sphere shape is the best option. Now enable color over lifetime and click this small arrow right here. And select random color between two gradients and click on the color box. This window will appear. Change the gradient color by clicking on the small arrows. Then on the color box, drag these two down to get a solid color. Close this window. Now do the same thing with the second one, but with different color. Next, enable size over lifetime and change the size like so. If you don't see this graph here, just build the window like what I'm doing now. Go to the project folder and right click to make a new circle sprite. Now under texture sheet animation, change grid mode to sprites and select the circle sprite. Now enable trails and set the lifetime to 0.01 and the width over trail to 0.25. Finally, under renderer, change the material to sprites default. Trail material to default line and set max particle size to 0. Now if we go to the scene menu while selecting the explosion effect, we will see a small window here. Click play to test the explosion effect. I will drag my scene view here so I can see how it's going to look in the game. Now create a new sprite and call it ring. I will use a sprite that I made for this tutorial. You can make your own one or download the one I'm using from the description. Reset the transform and resize it to 0 on the X and Y axis. Go to the animation window to make an animation. You can get this window by pressing Ctrl+6 or go to Window, Animation, Animation. Now select the ring object and click Create. Name it Ring Animation. Hit save and then click here. Then record. Set the scale to 5 on the X and Y axis. Then click here and change the color to be transparent. You can stop recording and previewing now. Select the ring animation in your project folder and disable loop time. Now create an empty game object, rename it to Explosion, and reset the transform. Now select the ring and the explosion effect and drag them under the explosion object. Now create an audio source component in the explosion object and select the audio. I downloaded this sound effect from freesound.org. I will leave a link in the description, but you will have to create an account to download from their free website. Make sure Play on Awake is enabled, and now I will decrease the volume because it's too loud. Now it's time to make a camera shake animation, just for extra details. Select the main camera and create an animation called Camera Shake. Press record. Click here and set the camera X and Y position to 0.1, 0.1. Click here and change the X to -0.1. Click here and change Y to -0.1. And finally, click here and set the transform back to 0, 0. Go to the project folder and select Camera Shake Animation to disable the loop time. Now click pause, then play, to make everything in the scene load before starting.